Welcome to the Bamboo Brief. All right, today we're jumping right into a stock that's really got the market talking. Transnational Corporation, or as you probably know it, Transcorp. CardinalStone Research just issued a pretty strong buy rating on it, and we're going to break down exactly what's behind that and why it's such a big deal right now.
Okay, so let's get right to the big number, the one that's making everyone sit up and pay attention, 27.5%. It's a very specific number, right? So what does it actually mean?
Well, it's what analysts call the projected upside. In simple terms, this is how much potential growth they see packed into Transcorp's stock. They're basically saying there's a clear runway for the share price to climb quite a bit from where it's sitting today.
So, let's get to the core of the story. CardinalStone Research has officially given Transcorp a buy rating. And in the investing world, that's more than just a suggestion. It's a powerful vote of confidence from the experts.
And get this, the title of their research report tells you almost everything you need to know. Strong macros to support earnings. Now, macros might sound a little jargony, but it just means the big picture economic stuff, things like government policy and industry-wide trends. So what they're saying is, their bet isn't just on Transcorp itself, but on the whole economic environment, giving the company a massive lift.
Okay, let's connect that 27.5% to some real numbers, so you can see exactly what we're talking about. The report used a reference price of 49 Naira, but the analysts, they're setting a target price of nearly 62.5 Naira. It's that gap, right there, that difference between the two, that's where they see the big opportunity for investors.
So you gotta ask, right? What's the engine behind all this optimism? Well, it really boils down to one single massive catalyst. And I mean, this could be a turning point for the whole sector.
And here it is, 4 trillion Naira. That is a staggering amount of money. It's the size of the federal government's new plan to refinance debt in the power sector. And guess who's sitting right in the sweet spot to benefit from this? Yep, Transcorp.
Okay, so how does a big government plan actually trickle down and help a company like Transcorp? Well, it's a pretty simple but super powerful chain reaction. First, the government refinances its debt. This frees up cash. So, step 2, the power sector, the companies that actually generate the power, finally gets paid what it's owed. That leads to step 3. Transcorp's cash flow gets a huge, healthy injection. And what happens when a company's finances look that good? Step 4, investor confidence just skyrockets.
Look, the bottom line here is that these aren't just some fuzzy, nice-to-have benefits. We're talking about real, tangible impacts. Transcorp gets the cash that's been tied up, its liquidity, its ability to pay its bills, improves dramatically. And with that cash, it can actually fund its future growth and expansion plans. For any investor, that is a trifecta of green flags. But here's the thing, this bullish outlook isn't just based on wishful thinking about the future. Nope, it's built on a rock-solid foundation of really strong recent performance. So let's actually dive into the numbers. If we take a look at their results from just the first half of 2025, the numbers paint a very, very clear picture. And that picture is all about powerful growth and just really solid execution.
Wow, okay, these numbers really do speak for themselves. Just look at this. Their total revenue shot up by nearly 60% compared to the same period last year, hitting almost 280 billion Naira. And the best part? That growth flowed straight to the bottom line, with pre-tax profits clearing 85 billion Naira. I mean, these are just incredibly strong metrics.
So, where is all this money coming from? Well, this chart makes it crystal clear. The power segment is the absolute engine of this company, driving a whopping 83% of all their revenue. And this is exactly why that 4 trillion Naira government plan we talked about isn't just a minor detail. It's a potential game changer for Transcorp's biggest and most important business.
All right, let's recap for a second. We've got a glowing analyst rating, we've got a massive government catalyst on the horizon, and we have proof of strong financial performance. So the big question now becomes, what does all this mean for an investor today?
If you look at the stocks chart for this year, you can see it's been on a bit of a ride, right? It hit a peak of 57 Naira back in February, then found its low point in May, and it's been kind of choppy ever since. Right now, it's in what traders call a pullback, which is just a little dip from its most recent high.
And hey, just in case you're not familiar with that term, a pullback is really simple. It's just a temporary drop in a stock's price after it's had a good run-up. And here's why that's interesting. A lot of investors actually look for these pullbacks. They see them as a potential buying opportunity, a chance to get in before the stock potentially makes its next big move up.
Okay, so we've covered the buy rating from the analysts, we've looked at the massive catalysts driving that rating, and we've seen the company's strong performance. Let's pull all these threads together and talk about what your next steps could be.
So, when you put it all together, the bullish target price, that huge government plan, and the fact that the stock is in a pullback right now, it all leads to this one central question, doesn't it? Is this the moment to invest in Transcorp's future? And of course, that's a decision every single investor has to weigh for themselves.
Now, if you're feeling inspired and thinking about starting your own investment journey, the Bamboo app is a fantastic place to do it. And hey, if you want to support what we do here, I've dropped my referral code in the description. Using it costs you nothing extra, but it really helps out the channel, and I would seriously appreciate it. And one last thing, if you got any value out of this breakdown today, could you do me a huge favor? Hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next deep dive, and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Transcorp.
All right, that is a wrap for today. Thank you so much for watching the Bamboo Brief. We'll catch you on the next one.